Alpha 4.0 is one of the most anticipated updates in Star Citizen's history. As an avid follower of the game since 2013, I'm excited for all of these amazing new features and changes that this massive update brings to the table. From the new star system Pyro to the much anticipated server meshing, this patch promises to be a game changer. If you love to discuss the game's future and enjoy seeing all of the great sim gear and peripherals on the market, smash that like button and consider supporting the channel by clicking that subscribe button so you can stay informed. In the latest roadmap roundup, the developers at CIG revealed that Alpha 4.0 is right around the corner. This update brings an entirely new star system Pyro, which will be a massive expansion to the current playable universe. Pyro is known for its lawless nature and dangerous environments, making it a thrilling new frontier for players to explore. One of the most significant changes in Alpha 4.0 is the introduction of server meshing. This new technology aims to overhaul the game's server infrastructure, which is crucial for improving performance and scalability. Server meshing will distribute the processing load across multiple servers within a star system, allowing for more players and larger, more dynamic environments. The initial implementation, known as static server meshing, will divide the star systems into fixed areas, each managed by a separate server. While this won't drastically increase the player cap right away, it lays the groundwork for future expansions and improvements. The ultimate goal is dynamic server meshing, where server resources can be allocated dynamically based on player activity. This will provide support for those larger capital ships like the Idris and Javelin to be on their own servers in order to prevent more issues from occurring. When dynamic server meshing goes online, this is when we will see the biggest boost in server FPS and performance. In addition to server meshing and the new star system, Alpha 4.0 brings a ton of new features and content. One of the most exciting additions is the new engineering gameplay loop. Players will now have the ability to roam large ships, maintaining and managing core systems. This includes monitoring power networks, repairing damaged components, and even dealing with onboard fires. This new mechanic aims to make ship operations more engaging and realistic, drawing out battles and adding a new layer of strategy. Complementing the engineering gameplay is the new life support and fire propagation systems. Fires can break out during space battles, and players will need to use various methods to extinguish them, such as venting atmosphere or using handheld fire extinguishers. This will add another level of immersion and challenge to ship management. FPS combat within ships is also getting an upgrade. Players will be able to use remote door locking and atmospheric venting to prevent people from boarding ships. This opens up new tactical possibilities for both defenders and attackers, making shipboarding more intense and strategic. Now, if only opening up all the doors and venting all of the atmosphere in the ship would suck out all of the players inside of it, that would make things even more interesting. The old Flash-based UI for multifunction displays is now being replaced with the new building block UI. This update will not only improve performance, but also enhance visibility and aesthetics. Also, you can expect to see manufacturer-specific stylings and a more polished look across various ship interfaces. Alpha 4.0 will introduce the RSI Zeus Mark II ES and CL. These multi-crew ships are highly anticipated and will come in several variants, with the initial release focusing on the exploration and cargo variants. And once IEE comes in November, we'll finally see the Polaris be added, which will give us our first true capital ship gameplay experience. Players can look forward to new fauna, including a cow-like creature from Terra, and enhancements to the character creator. This includes options for hair, piercings, and faces, allowing for greater customization and personalization. Alpha 4.0 is bringing in new environments and gameplay areas that will greatly enrich the Star Citizen universe. The new acidic caves in 4.0 will be present in both Pyro and Stanton systems, adorned with luminous pools and water and dramatic stalactites and stalagmites. Also appearing in both Pyro and Stanton systems, rock caves will be illuminated by bioluminescent mushrooms. These stunning environments will provide captivating settings for exploration, FPS missions, and missing persons, and more. Hopefully, when these new caves make their debut, more missions will be added that will utilize them, since caves currently lack any meaningful gameplay. New asteroid bases will be scattered across space in asteroid clusters, gas clouds, and other areas of Pyro. These bases will feature constrained interiors for potential FPS conflicts as well as space combat scenarios while reaching or fleeing from the location. Contested zones within Pyro's space stations will introduce FPS gameplay with various tailored layouts. These zones will feature a progression system requiring tokens to unlock different areas, leading to valuable loot. Collecting all tokens will grant access to even more rewards behind the final door. The changes in Alpha 4.0 are set to have a profound impact on the overall gameplay experience. The introduction of Pyro will open up a whole new region for exploration, resource gathering, and conflict. The lawless nature of Pyro will likely attract both opportunistic players looking to exploit its resources and those seeking to enforce some semblance of order. The new engineering and life support systems will make ship operations more complex and rewarding. Players will need to work together to keep their ships running smoothly, especially during intense battles. This added layer of depth will make large-scale engagements more strategic and immersive. Server meshing, while still in its early stages, is a critical step towards realizing the full potential of Star Citizen as a massive multiplayer online universe. By distributing the server load, CIG can gradually increase the player cap and create more dynamic and populated environments. This will enhance the sense of scale and immersion, making the universe feel more alive and interconnected. But that may not be all of the features that could be added in 4.0. There might be other major features added as well that will fundamentally change how we play the game. One such feature that I could see being added to the next patch that they might keep a secret is the new quantum travel and quantum boost mechanic, where we'll no longer need to align to quantum beacons in order to travel vast distances. Instead, we might finally be able to travel to any location that we want. This, of course, will drastically decrease the amount of time that we travel as well by not forcing us to travel 200 to 300 kilometers in nav mode to get to a specific area on the planet. Another feature could also be flight control surfaces. These have been actively in development for some time that will bring back a simplistic form of hover mode where our thrusters can overheat when not traveling forward. It will also make ships in atmospheric conditions fly more like a plane, which will change the dynamics of combat in the atmosphere of a planet. Personally, I believe this to be a very welcome addition that will add more realism to the game. Then we have other features like FPS scanning and radar that will enable us to scan for items and objects nearby that will enhance the overall experience when exploring on foot. It could also bring the new weapon wear and tear system that will introduce weapon malfunctions if a firearm is in poor condition. This would make things more interesting and give you a reason to keep your weapons in near perfect conditions in order to avoid problems in the future. Then there's Maelstrom, which will add in procedurally destructible objects such as ships, buildings, structures, and more. Now, Maelstrom at some point will also introduce armor on ships, which will truly reshape how ship combat works. And it will make it more difficult for single-seat fighters to take out larger ships such as a Reclaimer or Hammerhead. This will really make you think about what ships you bring with you into combat. And finally, other features like ray-traced global illumination and new realistic audio simulation will drastically enhance the overall immersion. With global illumination adding in more believable light and shadows, and the new audio simulation adding in more realistic sounds when you're sitting inside of your ship. As we approach the release of Alpha 4.0, there's a palpable sense of excitement within the Star Citizen community. This update represents a significant milestone in the game's development, bringing us closer to the vision of a fully realized, persistent universe. While there's still a long way to go, the progress made so far is impressive. CIG's commitment to pushing the boundaries of what's possible in a space simulation game is evident in the ambitious features and improvements coming in Alpha 4.0. As someone who has been following Star Citizen since the beginning of the project, I can't wait to see how these changes unfold. The addition of Pyro, server meshing, and new gameplay mechanics will undoubtedly reshape the way we experience the game. The future of Star Citizen looks brighter than ever, and I look forward to exploring these uncharted territories with all of you. Now, it's entirely possible that some or many of these features could be removed from 4.0, as I believe that CIG will try to avoid delaying the patch as much as possible in order to reach the deadline for release before CitizenCon. But I think many of these features mentioned would either make it into 4.0 or be added shortly afterwards. Many of the players that had access to Pyro at CitizenCon and during the tech preview last year have stated that Pyro is truly unlike Stanton, and that it offers so much more than Stanton ever had. So even if some of these features don't make it, the experience will still be amazing for many players. As we get closer to the release of 4.0 and what will probably be the most epic CitizenCon we've ever seen, it will be interesting to see how all of this shapes the future of the game. And for many of us, this will begin to bring the realization of the game closer than ever before. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay updated on all things Star Citizen, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps keep this channel going. And be sure to let me know in the comments what you think CIG needs to focus on after 4.0, as I would love to hear your thoughts. If you want to join the channel and support the creation of these videos that help you stay connected and up to date on everything going on with Star Citizen, then consider becoming a member and get new updated loyalty badges, priority replies, and exclusive member-only channels in my Discord. And if you missed what went on last week in the verse, then you'll want to check out this video. Fly safe, pilots, and we'll see you in the next video. Havoc out.